Excuse me, you're giving me really bad vibes. Yeah, I'm gonna do you a favor and brush them away. I'm like a trained Reiki healer. I've been taking classes on the side. It's a form of like finding my true self. So I'm just going to sort of pluck away all of those little particles that just feel like harsh energy and just make you a little more palatable for me. Yeah, you seem like someone who digests popular culture and someone who really values, I don't know, like old world concepts, and that's kind of like icky. So I'm just going to clear your energies real quick. Stay still for me. I'm just gonna give you a little brush right there just to kind of get all of your energy more loose, really. It seems like you're so stiff and strict. It seems like you're someone who isn't loosey-goosey, sort of like, you know, flexible, open-minded. Yeah, you have to be open-minded. Completely. You see, not to trauma dump or anything like that, but my parents are totally close-minded. They're all like, oh, Tabitha, you have to go to university and study something a little more substantive than gender women studies. And I'm like, excuse me, I am literally learning about how I am currently and historically oppressed. I can feel the boot on my throat always. I'm like fearing for my life every day. I don't think you understand that yet, because you're not quite open-minded yet. What was that facial expression? I felt a microaggression. I feel scared. It's okay. I need to do my little therapy practices. Omni Karo, Omni Shy, Omni Lipo, and Omni Fi. I'm feeling better. Be careful next time, though. I don't need you hurting me again. Tell me, are you on any, like, medication? No, I could tell. You seem to still have, like, human emotion. You need to be zoned out and, like, hollowed out, but also only feel despair, agony, hollowness, and emptiness. I sourced my coffee from my local coffee shop. You have to support local businesses. It's a local anarchist shop. It's owned by a gay man whose parents earn $600,000 a year. But he's an anarchist who gives back to his local community that is gentrified and completely modernized, where all of the old buildings that had detail and personality to them that used to be owned by people who could only afford about $60,000 to $90,000 houses with about like a $600 to $800 mortgage were now kicked out, and then those houses were leveled out to create glass boxes that he and I now live in, because we wanted to get closer to like the urban community, so that way we can feel people who understand our pain at being so oppressed. I can't even breathe sometimes from how oppressed I am. My parents even invalidate my pain. They're like, Tabitha, you moron, we make 6 figures a year since your birth. You have a trust fund. We paid for your schooling. To learn absolutely useless information that's just going to make you a pain to anyone who ever talks to you. Where's my 7th bottle of anxiety medication? What? Listen, I know I'm just a gal who's starting off life, and already I have 14 different medications. I'm worse than a grandmother with dementia, but I mean, I'm living in hell. Listen, I know pain. Every time I go back to my $525,000 townhouse, recently renovated, I remember the family that used to live there. Kicked out. I don't know where they are now, but I can feel their pain. And I know they understand me. I know that they feel, I don't want to say worse, but like, I don't think they'll ever understand my level of pain. It's like, imagine having to live life as an economically stable American woman going to a prestigious university and earning a degree for a prosperous career that your mommy and daddy are paying, and then having everyone get annoyed at anything you ever say because it's the most insufferable, privileged, consumerist idea of your own myopic self-point of view. Like, guys, I totally understand politics, and I am always taking the position of the good person. Not because I'm somehow egocentric or somehow bragging about being a good person all the time, even though sometimes I have some like concerns and questions, but like, we only ask those of like the cool people. But like in the public, I'm always at the forefront. And by the public, I mean social media. But I'm gonna be using these shells now, just to kind of clear out any of that sort of like icky energy. You're giving me like energy that tells me that you somehow don't despise men, but also don't shape your entire life according to your feelings to men. Yeah, it's like, it seems like you are kind of like neutral about men. I don't appreciate that. I feel like that means that you worship and submit yourself to them to such a point where you are like a pick me. Yeah, like, okay, don't get me wrong. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then obviously whenever I feel like it, I'll like meet up with a random guy, mostly my ex. And you know, like, things might happen and I might feel like awful, but like, you know, it just goes to show how awful men are. And my entire identity is basically defined by my opposition and hatred to men, where even if they're casually mentioned, for example, if a friend of mine mentions going out with one, I will snicker and, you know, sort of tell her maybe don't, maybe like rethink your decisions. Like, that's disgusting. Really, you're gonna cavort with half the human population? Nasty. I don't want that for you. I need you to despise them for me, and I also need you to like look down at anyone that doesn't also equally despise them. There we go. Yeah, I also need you to like have really like disapproving opinions on the concept of motherhood, and then tell society that they need to push all stay-at-home moms into the labor force. because that's where they'll feel most free, is working a job 40 hours a week and then either also taking care of their kids or neglecting them. But like at the end of the day, like screw those kids. Like they're oppressive little bags of charges or whatever on an innocent woman who's been taken advantage of. There we go. Yeah. It's like, I want to be the father. Just a final little clearing out right here. What was that? Did you just say I have penis envy? That's like so aggressive of you. No, I don't. I just despise men, and I also want to be like a corporate business girly that never has to depend on a man, and then also become the idea of a man that I love inside of my head and idealize inside of my head, and then overcompensate with that idea of what I think manhood should be and become that idea of manhood, and then play this stock role play character in society that I embody those qualities of being a man, and have everyone treat me as such, unless they want to see me super upset and like nag them for not acknowledging my manhood. Not manhood, my liberation. My liberation from the feminine bonds. Let me see if I can. Can you hear the ocean? Here, can you hear the ocean? Before it was like totally polluted. I got these from my local authentic Mexican restaurant, Chipotle. I love my little brown people. They're literally my heart's passion and joy. Like every time I see a brown person, I always remind them of how sad I feel for them. And I always remind them that I'm on their side. I literally will always vote for the very establishment that decides to overthrow their governments and then corporatize their economies, creating slave labor within their countries that then force those people to then run away from their countries and run away from their societies, because the very establishment that I voted for is destroying their heritage and culture and identity and stability and security. But then when they run over here for, a sense of peace, I literally will remind them that I voted for that establishment. And I feel like a good person because I'll be like, Jose, like, I remember how much pain you suffered, and I feel that pain so deeply that it is now my pain. And I will literally tell my mom and dad that they don't understand me because I carry the pain of a Venezuelan man inside of my heart. I carry the pain of an Ecuadorian man inside of my heart. I carry the pain of a Peruvian man inside of my heart. I carry the pain of a Guatemalan woman carrying her child on her back as she runs away from her corrupt government that was corrupted by the United States government, the CIA programs that were directly benefiting only the elites that I ignore entirely and don't think exist, because honestly, that's just like in itself very problematic. They'll never understand me. I need you to look at them. I need you to absorb their pains and make them your own pains. Absorb their pains, make them your own. It needs to be a corner piece of your identity. Absorb them. I will not stop this until you can speak a few Spanish words, but like the name Spanish is also like really problematic. It's like really oppressive. Like in reality, isn't like Spain like a colonizing country? Look at these tiny little Latinx. I need you to look at these tiny little Latinx, and I need you to like feel their pain, okay? I need you to really feel their pain. Make their pain your pain. The Latinx pain. Make their pain your pain. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. I feel like being annoying today. Look me in the eyes. Yeah, I think you get it now. How much money do your parents make? Oh my god, ew. 40,000? That's, I mean, good. Weird. Did your parents even like pay for your schooling? You didn't even go to college? I feel like you might have some problematic problems too. Yeah, I feel like you might be a little bit problematic. I feel like you might not truly get it, but it's totally okay that you don't get it. Like, I can educate you, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot more work to be done here, and I feel like it's not my responsibility to educate you. You need to educate yourself. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna be listening to my obscure band, Ben Folds, and I'm gonna just walk away now because you make me feel uncomfortable. Bye now.